Back, we're talking with Warren Tolman, Democratic candidate for Attorney General. And Warren, as I told our viewers, and many of them I'm sure saw last week, we spoke with your opponent, Maura Healey. What's the key difference between you and her?
It's all about leadership, John. It's about my ability to drive a public policy agenda as I've done in the past, taking on big tobacco long before it was popular when they were the big guys on Beacon Hill, fighting for clean elections and campaign finance and ethics reform, one of the most difficult issues to pass in a legislature. And frankly, it's one of the reasons why I've been endorsed by all 4 living former attorney generals, something that is virtually unheard of. I've never seen that done before because of my leadership skills and my ability to stand up on a broad array of issues that I am in this campaign: opiate addiction, on-campus sexual assault, enhancing the functions of consumer protection, and taking on the NRA on gun issues.
Well, if you win the nomination and go on to beat the Republican candidate in the fall, and by the way, if he gets the signatures, we will be having him as a guest here. What will people see as the key difference between you and Martha Coakley?
You know, I want to be more of a grassroots person. I want to make sure that people understand that there's a significant consumer protection component within the Attorney General's office, where I once worked as a complaint mediator when I was in college, that can help people, whether it be the woman in Dorchester who paid $5 grand to a painter and never sees him again, or the guy who buys a Mercedes that gets swindled by some car dealer. They all should have an advocate. They can't always hire lawyers to do this. The Attorney General should be the people's advocate, the people's fighter. I'm going to do that and also stand up and address issues like the campus sexual assault and like smart gun technology for guns, which I think can save lives. I'm happy of the work that I did with fighting tobacco is actually saved lives and prevented people from starting smoking. I think we can save lives with the gun issues and make our community safer, and I'm going to do that.
Well, speaking of the people, there are increasing signs that the people of Massachusetts are souring on casinos. Now, your opponent has sort of been on the attack on you for some of your positions on the gambling industry. Why don't you take a moment to clarify where you stand? Are you agnostic on the subject of expanded gambling, or are you, as she suggests, someone who's been interested in profiting from it?
Well, specifically, I've said that I actually signed the petition to have the question go on the ballot back in November.
The repeal.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote against repeal because I think for communities like Springfield, it's a very good economic development tool. Springfield, remember, was in receivership from 2003 to 2009. But the most important issue for the next Attorney General, we're not going to have a say, really, what transpires on the Attorney General on the casino issue until after November. The next Attorney General will be focused on what the people have decided. I'm going to be the toughest, the most aggressive Attorney General in the United States, going after this industry, making sure they abide by the surrounding communities agreements, the host community agreements, and if they engage in any predatory practices, I will use 93A, Chapter 93A, in the most novel way to go after them and protect the citizens of the Commonwealth, period. I'm very proud of my record. I've done that on big tobacco. I did it on clean elections as the only candidate, so I'm proud of my record there.
Real quickly, website where people can find out more about you?
WarrenTolman.com. Certainly would love to have people involved in the campaign. It's really a grassroots campaign. We're reaching out to every corner of Massachusetts. It's the way I like to run campaigns.
Warren, thanks.
Thank you, John.
Good luck to you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Warren Tolman, Democratic candidate for Attorney General. That's it for us. Now, back to my colleagues for more WBZ News.